Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel for another video in The Sims 2. Here with me, Addict. How are you guys going? Hope you're well. Today I am bringing you a video which is a conglomeration of a last week or so worth of work, renovating and adding things to and taking things away from the Pleasantview Condo District. So if you're unfamiliar with what I mean by the Pleasantview Condo District, it is the district of Pleasantview where they have these like funny little condos where Don Lothario lives and the Caliente sisters live when you first light up the neighborhood. And I, in today's video, am going to be sort of renovating, building, adding on and changing up the condo district quite substantially. Basically, there was a few things that I wanted to do with the condo district, a few things I wanted to change, and I wanted to add extra condos, which is what this video is starting with. So this is a speed build of me sort of adding a condo in the new style of how these condos are going to look. So let me backtrack a bit and talk about my sort of motivation for changing the condos. I wanted to edit the condos for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I just don't think that they really match in with Pleasantview. I think the style of the condos is very distinct, and that's fun, but it needs to make sense. So the condos have flat roofs, which was something that I wasn't necessarily a fan of because it snows in Pleasantview. And as I understand it, in districts where it snows, flat roofs are not a good idea because the snow will just sort of collect on the roof. There's the potential of your roof caving in because the snow, if it gets too heavy, it can be quite dangerous. So most places where it snows, most of the houses will have pitched roofs. So I wanted to make all of the condos have pitched roofs rather than flat roofs. And there was also palm trees all over the condo district in Pleasantview, which is fun. But again, I don't really think it suits kind of the climate of Pleasantview, at least as I play it. So I kind of was left with a choice of either getting rid of snow in winter, which you can do in The Sims 2. There's a mod on Mod The Sims, which makes it so you can have winters without snow, or I could just set the seasons in the neighborhood to just skip winter entirely, but I kind of like the snow. I kind of like Pleasantview having a cold, snowy winter, so I didn't necessarily want to do that. And then, yeah, otherwise I could renovate all the lots to, as I said, get rid of the palm trees and have these pitched roofs. And it wasn't a decision that I made lightly because, of course, the condos are central to some of like the Pleasantview lore, with like Bella disappearing off Don Lothario's roof where he had a telescope, and you know, the sort of neighbor drama between Don and the Calientes and how they all have their hot tubs outside where they could spy on each other in the hot tubs and stuff. I don't know, I was like, oh, should I, shouldn't I get rid of these buildings or change them up? And I decided to go ahead and change them up. So, but that was the motivation. That was the reason why I changed it. So what I wanted to do is, instead of having them be these kind of flat roofed condominiums, I wanted them to be new builds. I wanted this area of Pleasantview to look like it has been newly added. So the style of these houses still doesn't really necessarily match the rest of Pleasantview because it's also new and different, but it is new and modern and clean and different in a way that still kind of works in with Pleasantview's climate, if that makes sense at all. So I feel like that was a very long-winded introduction to this video, but I just wanted to explain my motivation and my reasoning behind making the changes that I made. So today's video is going to be broken down into a few parts, and I'll make sure to add some chapters in to the video as well, so you can skip ahead if you want to. This first part is me just building a completely new extra condo from scratch because I had a gap and I wanted to fill it. So I am just currently doing the garden out the front of the condo. You'll notice that these condos use a lot of Sims 4 to 2 conversions. The front doors are all Sims 4 to 2. The windows are actually Sims 3 to 2. They're by C&K, Crispy and Kerosene, and they're a conversion from the Sims 3. I want to say Roaring Heights maybe. But yeah, so this condo is it's very similar in style, obviously, to the other ones, except that I did end up making it a little bit bigger. So it has 2 lovely full bedrooms plus extra room upstairs there on the landing where you could easily fit a nice study. So it is a bit more spacious than some of the other condos in this area. The kitchen is using Boo Boo Kitchen by Varenka, and some nice recolors in Pirate Woods. I think they're Shasta's Pirate Woods, aren't they? I think I've got that right, I don't know. And then yeah, the only I sort of mix and match in some kitchen basic counters up here as well, which I also have recolors in Pirate Woods for, because I thought that would look nice. But yeah, so the kitchen is fairly spacious. It's got that nice blue tile wall behind the stove and nice sink, plenty of room for storage, room for the fridge. So yeah, as I said, this condo is actually fairly spacious. There's probably room on the downstairs. I could have added in an extra bathroom or a half bath if I wanted to, but it wasn't something that I did, so whatever, oh well. It's all good. And then yeah, upstairs there we continue using that really nice blue tile. There's a full bathroom with a bath and shower and toilet and sink. This bathroom is very similar to the bathroom that got added to the Caliente house way back when, in a similar kind of awkward corner. The fun thing about the condos is, of course, there's a lot of diagonal walls, and so I actually found out that using Anna Escapee's object rotators, you could see me, I did it just there, you can put a toilet on them and have the toilet be functional, or a sink or a shower or whatever you want. Really handy tip. Because yeah, a lot of the objects in The Sims 2 don't actually work on diagonal walls by default, so if you use the object rotators and just rotate the object, they actually work perfectly, and The Sims will route to them without an issue, and it's really nice, and I like it quite a lot. So yeah, this condo is pretty much done at the moment, I think. There's not too much else that I do to it. Yeah, I don't fully furnish most of these condos because I still want them to be like starter homes-ish, and I still want The Sims to be able to personalize them when they move in. So moving on now to our second speed build, and this one is a little different. This is actually a new duplex for the Condo District as well. So it's going to be 2 condos, identical condos right next to each other, set up as apartments, so that I can have a couple of Sims living here on this lot. This lot, when you load up Pleasantview, is just an empty lot. There's nothing built on it. It's nearby the trailer district, and it's a little bit slopey, and yeah, I wanted to fill it up with a couple of apartments that are styled after the condos. I think something like this would be really fun to actually have, like Nina and Dom live as next door neighbors in apartments or something like that. That would be, in my opinion, quite fun to play. But yeah, so this little area here is, yeah, just two apartments, 2 condos. So that's why, yeah, as I said, it's more like a duplex. But unfortunately, you can see there I've put in some driveways, and I am afraid to say that the driveways do not function at all in the game. I did playtest this lot. I had Missy Potts try to move in here and put her car down in the driveway, and unfortunately the driveways don't work because with the Sims 2 apartments, it's really hard to have a driveway be considered as part of the apartment. I was hoping that I had achieved it by my use of fences, but turns out I didn't. The way that I could have made it work would have been to have like put in an actual garage and kind of extended the driveway backwards and had a full garage there where they could park their car and have it be like inside and therefore counted as part of the apartment. It's an edit that I may end up making if I feel like it, but I didn't feel like doing it today because I just built this morning as like the last thing I was doing for this video. I think I mentioned, yeah, that I've been working on this video for about the last week or so, just renovating everything, and so it's taken me a while, and I was like, right, I've got to finish this off today, so yeah, I probably should have done that, but oh well. I wanted to put the doors, you will have seen there, on the diagonal, but I couldn't find because the diagonal is 2 tiles, I didn't have a 2 tile centered version of the apartment door, the unique separator. I did have a quick look online and I couldn't find one available anywhere online. So if anybody out there knows of a unique separator centered on 2 tiles, please do leave me a comment and let me know, because I would really like to have one of those. It would be really, really handy. Or if anyone out there watching this is a modder and thinks, oh, I could probably do that, that would be great. But I don't know if that's possible, because obviously the unique separators come with their own special coding and their own special, like, in sort of game rules and stuff like that. They work in a very unique and special way, so I don't know if it would even be possible to make a 2-tile centered version of that door. But if it was possible, I would really like one. So oh well, I just moved the doors around to the front instead and didn't have them be on the diagonal in the end. And these condos actually have some of the nicest gardens in the whole district, because they are fully fenced. Most of the condos are not fully fenced because fences are expensive, and I was trying to keep every single one of these condos under 20,000. I think I succeeded with all apart from one, but yeah, so because these are apartments, I actually went ahead and just fully fenced them and put in some nice flowers out the front. And so this is actually quite a nice spot to live. If I had had more budget, I would have added pretty gardens and fences to all of the condos, but I didn't have the budget. So the layout is very simple. There's only 1 bedroom upstairs, 1 bathroom and a small landing, as you can see there, and they are identical. That little random space will be a closet, an apartment lifestyle closet built in. That's the one, built-in wardrobe, yeah. And the downstairs is just fully open plan, as you can sort of see here, which was kind of a blessing and a curse. When I was decorating these lots, but you'll see me start to do that in a little bit, but I really struggled actually. I was like, I don't know if I was just not feeling super inspired today, but I really struggled to make the floor plans downstairs work. And I kind of wished I had put in more walls, but at the same time I was like, do I want more walls? Not really, because these condos are meant to be very modern, very new, very open plan. So I was like, oh well, and I just struggled my way through decorating these condos, to be perfectly honest. There's actually quite a lot of cuts in the footage hidden as we move forward, where I'm just spending 10 years like picking out what colors that I want to use for things and what patterns I want to use, and just taking forever to make my decisions, because that's the kind of person that I am. But yeah, I did also try to use more color on the walls in general with these 2 condos, because I very often, or too often rather, fall into the trap, I think, of just doing everything in white and cream and beige, especially with modern builds, because a lot of modern builds, they do just have white and cream and beige for all of the walls, and it's quite boring. And color is nice, and color is fun and exciting and brings things to life. So I did try to use more color in these condos. So you can see here, both of the bedrooms have like a nice colored feature wall, and the downstairs areas are all with nice painted colored walls. It's funny as well, because I actually grew up in a household where, like, my mum, she would paint every house that we lived in. And when I say that, you have to understand we were a renting family, and I moved house as a child. Wait, sorry, I just did a quick count. I moved house 7 times before I moved out of home. So, and my parents actually lived in another house before I was born as well. So 7 different houses, as you know, between the age of 0 and 20 when I moved out. And every single one of those houses my mum painted. So, I grew up living in color, and my mum was a very colorful person. When I say she painted them, I mean she didn't paint them white, she painted them green or pink or maroon or burgundy, or my rooms were purple, blue, green, I don't know. I had all sorts of colors around me growing up, and I love color. And like my house now, I'm thinking like, oh, I can paint that wall and I can paint this wall, and oh, it would be nice if I painted that wall, you know. And but in The Sims, I'm just like, white walls, very weird. This here is a good example of me struggling to pick what I want to use, by the way. So I'm looking through so many different paintings and trying to figure out which one I want to use. Also, big shout out Annie Bats, if you're watching this video. You can see here I did download all of those pictures that you recommended to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciated that. Annie recently uploaded a video doing some of her own renovations, and all of her artwork was so pretty and modern, and I was like, I need some pretty and modern artwork. Hey Annie, what are your favorites? So yes, thank you for that. You can see there I've actually used one above the bed, and I do plan on continuing to use those throughout these renovation and building in between seasons series. So that was really nice of you, so thank you. But yeah, so the bedroom is actually finally almost done at this point. We got some nice curtains. As I said, these condos, because they are apartments, I don't actually remember if I did say this. Oh well, these condos, because they are apartments, are fully furnished. So different to the other ones, which are not fully furnished. They only sort of have kitchens and bathrooms. This one does come furnished because it's an apartment, and I have the ability in my game to have my Sims rent a fully furnished apartment rather than having to furnish it themselves. They can still furnish it themselves if they want to, but yeah, so there's like a mod called like Global Enable Rent Furnished Apartment or something like that, and I have it and I use it. So yeah, now we have moved on to the downstairs. Again, lots of little hidden cuts in this footage as I pick out what counters I want to use and what colors I want the counters to be. But I ended up going with this I don't even know how you say this kitchen name. Is it like Spatia or Spatya? I don't know. It's Spatia. Spatia kitchen? Is that how you would say that? Someone in the comments correct me. But yeah, so this is the condo that I really struggled with. I just didn't know what I was doing with my layout, and I think the way I put the kitchen up in this corner and had the giant island bench actually did not help at all, because when I did the other condo, I did the kitchen differently and it was way easier. My life would have been a lot easier with doing this kitchen if we had the ability to put sinks in island counters in The Sims 2. That would be a really nice mod. But yeah, unfortunately in The Sims 2 you can't actually put a sink in an island counter, so I had to double up the counters there, which you will have seen me struggling with, so that there's like a regular counter on one side and then an island counter on the back of it. And I didn't want to have them overlapping too much because the patterns were all khaki-wampus, and it was a whole thing, and I don't know, it was just, I got confused. And then I moved on to try to place the dining table, and that was even harder than trying to work out the kitchen because I had this awkward diagonal wall. So again, another hidden cut there as I go through all of my different tables, as struggle with where on earth I should put this table and what chair I should put with it, and I don't know, I was just having a bit of an interior decorating meltdown, to be honest. And then I move on to the living room, starting by putting that TV just in the center of the wall there. I use some of these modular sofas because they're nice, and I really like the design of those modular sofas. I think it's Annie's modular sofa and the Opera modular sofa are two very similar ones, which are both very nice, and I use them more than I probably should in all of my builds and decorating. Also, by the way, if you hear dogs in the background barking, my husband's just come home from work and they're all going a little bit nuts because they're all waiting for their walkies, and that is what I'm going to do straight after recording this. But so then I wanted to put in this little study area, and I pulled out that desk, which I really liked because it matched the upstairs furniture. But of course, it's one of those desks where it's designed that the chair should go in the center of the desk, but the slots don't match up. So what I do is I put in an invisible dining table in the center of that desk and have the chair slot into the table rather than slot into the desk. So that I can still use that desk and have it be actually functional. So that's just a good little hack if you have an invisible table that you can do. Just put some shelves up in the corner as well, and we're just adding a couple of little rugs, one in the living room area and also a little doormat, which looks quite nice, I think, very bright and colourful. And that's pretty much the downstairs and the upstairs done of Condo 1. Oh yeah, no, I just come back in and I just add this little functional book stack here as well, so that the Sims can read, because I didn't have a bookcase. Right, so moving on to condo number 2 here in this apartment block. This time I just go straight for kitchen basic because kitchen basic is love, kitchen basic is life. I love kitchen basic so much, I use it way too much, but like, hey, what else do you really need in The Sims 2 when it comes to doing kitchens? Am I right? So yeah, we just do, this time I do a very simple sort of round the corner L-shaped kitchen rather than trying to do an island bench. And yeah, I really think that it just helped this room work and make more sense, and just made the layout of this condo just a little bit better than the other one. I also end up using green for the counters. I think I end up changing that green to a slightly lighter one a bit later, but they do stay green. So again, me trying to make an effort to use more color in my builds. Good job, me. And yeah, just some very simple sort of overhead cabinetry here as well in the kitchen, and the fridge, and yeah, it all works really nicely. I use a lot of my favorite sets in this condo actually, because I use kitchen basic in the kitchen, and then in a minute we'll go upstairs and start working on the bedroom, and I use a bedroom that I really like called Benjamin bedroom. So anyway, the dining table is Vanadium by Veronica. And then those chairs I think are a Sims 4 to 2 conversion, probably by Kaylee83. Not sure. Most of my Sims 2 conversions are by her these days, so I don't know. It's just an educated guess, to be honest. Realised I hadn't put any phones or burglar alarms in, so go back and do that to both of the lots, because I think that's probably a good idea. Pick out some nice modern art for the wall here. I end up using this painting by Shuika. I don't know how you say that. But yeah, put a couple of paintings up because yeah, just trying to improve my interior decorating, I guess, by using some more paintings. And it's hard to pick out paintings when you have no taste in art, and I'm pretty sure I have no taste in art, so I'm always like, I think this painting works. But then I always watch other like Simmers who build and decorate and who actually have really nice taste in art, and they always manage to find like the perfect piece of artwork to go on the wall, and I'm always like, oh, jealous. Wish I had that skill. It's like that for me is a bit of my kryptonite, and also fashion, because I have no fashion. Man, I'm a terrible person. I have no taste in art and no fashion sense. How do I exist? I don't know. But yeah, those two things I do struggle with, and I am working on getting better at. So if you're like me and you struggle with those two things, don't feel bad, because you're not alone, I guess. Yep. Okay, moving on. So yeah, just doing the ups. Oh yes, another save. Good job. I saved quite a few times doing this build because, you know, you don't want to lose progress. Yeah, just doing another upstairs bathroom here. Very simple bathrooms. They are not much to write home about, honestly. They just have showers, and they have bathtubs, and they have a sink, and they also have a laundry basket, because of course I am enabling laundry on pretty much all of my lots ahead for season 2 of Pleasantview, which is a little bit of a hint towards one of the other community lots we might be building, a laundromat. So yeah, that our Sims can actually wash their clothes. Yeah, little desk there in that little corner on the landing, because I didn't put a desk downstairs in this one. There you go. I do make the counters lighter just to match with the color of the couch. And then yeah, here I'm pulling out the Benjamin bedroom double bed. This is by Living Dead Girl on the Sims resource. It's one of my favorite sets. I really love Living Dead Girl's content. Benjamin bedroom is amazing. Also her Mission Bay furniture set is absolutely A+, 10 out of 10. I know a lot of people hate the Sims resource, and I completely understand why. If you do have the patience to download things from there without a membership, highly recommend grabbing those two sets by Living Dead Girl, because they're really good. And then yeah, it's just doing some window dressings here. The window dressings that I put in these lots, the curtains are by Holy Smoly. The blinds originally were the Honeywell bespoke blinds, but while I was doing these builds, I was like, I really would like some more blinds. So I actually do download some new blinds and replace the blinds in these builds, which I don't think gets captured on camera, but that's beside the point. Doesn't really matter, so whatever. There we go. But yeah, so at this point I've got some of those Roman blinds in the game, and then I've got Honeywell's Venetian blinds, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I grabbed some more and I switched them out for something else. Oh yes, and of course more artwork for above the bed, because you gotta have artwork above the bed. And then we're just going to do a little bit of terrain painting out the back of these condos, but that is pretty much it for how these guys went down. So in a minute, we're going to change things up a bit. We're going to start doing a bit of a tour of the condo district in general. So that is what we will move into now. Alright, so here we are just with a nice little overhead of the condo district. This was actually taken before I built those extra apartments. I just realised looking at that because you can see the empty lot up there in the corner. But yeah, so to start off with, I'm going to show you some before and afters. So 70 Middle Lane is a tiny little condo that I have done up, and I think it looks a lot nicer. And this kind of gives you an idea of how I have renovated most of the condos that did exist in the game to hopefully look a lot more modern, clean, bright, fresh, and just more inviting and more like somewhere that you would want to have your Sims live. So this one is very small. It's just got the downstairs kitchen and a downstairs bathroom, and then upstairs it has a bedroom, a little landing area where you could have a study and maybe put a baby if you needed to, and the balcony, and that is pretty much it. So this one is still pretty cheap. It comes in just under 15,000 simoleons, so it's a good starter home, and I like how that one turned out. And next up we have 30 Lakeside Drive, which is a slightly larger condo. And this one, I'm pretty happy with this one. I think I could have done better with the outside painting, maybe, looking at it now. Might go back in and fix that up a little bit. But this one is, yeah, it's a little bit larger. So we have a larger space downstairs for the kitchen. We also have a downstairs bathroom and an upstairs bathroom as well. Actually, I think I made the downstairs one into a laundry in this house. But yeah, so the kitchen you can see there, it's just using some Maxis counters with some nice recolors. This is the laundry, because yes, our Sims are going to have to wash their clothes. And then upstairs we have two decent sized bedrooms, a landing plus a decent sized bathroom. So yeah, this one a little bit larger, a little bit more luxurious. I could have done better with color in this lot as well. You can see it's all cream. It's all cream and beige. I'll have to try again. Okay, so next we have a lot that should be familiar to anyone who's played Pleasantview before. This is Don Lothario's condo. Now, this condo's already been changed quite a bit because Don has, of course, been living his life, and he has been married and now divorced to Cassandra. But so with his condo, what I did was I went ahead and made it so he's basically, it's like basically the same as it was, but he's redone his deck and he's redone his outdoor area. So in my head canon, I was like, well, he's just had a divorce. He's probably feeling kind of sad, and he's gone back to the bachelor life now, so he's redone his deck to cheer himself up and make it a nicer place to be. That's, yeah, kind of what I was telling myself. But yeah, so downstairs pretty much the same. That extra room on the back there is the extension that we have previously done to this condo, so yeah, it's already a little bigger than it is by default. And I did also dress up his bedroom a little, so yeah, there's a lovely half naked lady on the wall as soon as you come up here, plus there's clothes all over the floor because Don is a slob, and I thought it kind of worked to have clothes and half naked ladies all through his bedroom because, I don't know, Don Lothario. And then moving outside to the newly redone deck. So he's redone the wood decking, it's made it a little nicer. And as I mentioned, yes, he does now have a little bit of a shade out here because he does now have a pitched roof. So there's no longer access up to the very top of his condo. So the telescope's just now down on that outdoor deck instead. And then this room through this door, it was his son's room, but of course his son is now gone. So Don's gonna have to figure out what he wants to do with that room to make it useful to him. So next of all, we have the Caliente condo, or as I like to call it, Casa Caliente. Now this one has also been renovated extensively throughout our series so far, because basically the short version is Kaylin Langrak moved in with Nina and they've both had too many babies. Kaylin's only had one baby too far. Nina's actually beating her. She's had 2 babies. So this condo is substantially bigger than it is in the base game, and They don't have a lot of money, so I did actually give them a little extra money to redo their kitchen. My headcanon was they've been working hard, maybe some child support came through from all their kids' fathers, and so they redid the kitchen and the downstairs area to have this beautiful dining area and gym for Nina, because she's very active and she is a dancer. And then all of the sort of outdoor lounging and hot tub stuff has been moved out into the backyard because, again, the roof is now pitched, so there's no flat roof because snow would cave it in. Makes sense. But yeah, I'm really happy with the kitchen, but we didn't have enough money left in the budget to redo the living room, so that'll be one of the things that they redo next. And the upstairs area is basically as it was last time you guys actually saw it in our Pleasantview series. I just had to repaint a couple of the walls because the wallpapers no longer exist in my game. So this is the finished product of Casa Caliente, and I think it looks quite good. Next of all, we have the new lot that you saw me do the speed build of right at the beginning of this video. So yeah, just another little overview of this lot. So this is next door to the Calientes, and yeah, so this one is fairly spacious actually. It's more spacious than I intended it to be. I was meant to be doing another really cheap and small one, but that's not the way it turned out, I guess. But yeah, so again, you guys have already seen me build this one, so just a little refresher. There's a very large, very spacious open downstairs area for eating, dining, living, and then upstairs has two spacious bedrooms as well, relatively spacious bedrooms, as well as a nice big spacious landing there where you could have a third bedroom if you wanted to, or just a little study area, as well as the full bathroom. Right, then next of all we had this one, which originally looked like this at 190 Main Street, and now it looks like this. This one I really like. I thought the painting I did on the outside of the lot actually looked very, very good. So I'm very happy with how this one turned out. This is another condo that is a little bigger, and it's a little more on the expensive side. I think this one is about 18,000 simoleons, maybe 17,500 simoleons, but very similar in styling to all the other condos, and I really like the kitchen. It's very similar actually to the new kitchen in the Caliente place, but you know, whatever. But yeah, big open plan downstairs area, and then for the upstairs, very similar basic condo style. We have the 2 bedrooms plus bathroom, and that's pretty much it, but it's functional, it's nice, it's pretty. This one even has some landscaping, so this is one of my favorite condos for sure. Okay, so next in the tour we have the Pleasant Vista condominiums, and these guys are apartments. So this is a lot where I have Daniel Pleasant living. Daniel's divorced from Mary Sue. He's been kicked out and he bought himself, well, he's renting one of these apartments. So this is a lot bin lot that came with Apartment Life, I think, and it's got 4 apartments, 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs. It's got this little outdoor eating area. I love those like quintessential green plastic chairs that I put in that outdoor eating area. I thought that was really quite fun. Plus it's got a hot tub in the backyard, and there's the landlord just standing there like a creep, because that's what landlords do in The Sims 2. But Daniel himself, he rents this upstairs apartment. Here he is working out because he's a Hall of Famer, so you know he's got to keep fit. But yeah, his apartment it's nice. It's fairly orangey in tone. It's fairly warm. He's got lots of sports memorabilia around the place because, as I said, he's a Hall of Famer. So I just put up some, you know, trophies and stuff. This is very similar to what it was in the last episode of Daniel Pleasant, but again, just a couple of minor changes because some of the objects I was using I no longer have in the game. So yeah, his bedroom is pretty basic. This apartment is just a 1 bedroom, yeah, sort of fairly open plan apartment, pretty cheap. So that is what that one looks like. Alrighty, so next we have another renovation of this condo. Well, I can't even remember how many times I've renovated this condo, but whatever. So this one is a little darker in tone, and this one is actually where our tester Sims live. So Mr. Potts and Missy Potts, you guys, if you've been watching this series, you'll know them because they've had a rather dramatic time testing our lots for us in Pleasantview so far. But yeah, they actually live here. so they don't have much furniture right now. They won't be staying in Pleasantview long term, but yeah, so this condo has a nice, again, basic kitchen, open plan downstairs, a laundry, so again I can force my Sims to wash their clothes. And then upstairs is once again very just quintessential Pleasantview condos, just with 2 bedrooms and a full bathroom. Again, tried to put a little bit of color on the walls, got the balcony, got all those things that you need to have in a Pleasantview condo. So yeah, I think it's nice, but it's definitely pretty plain, and the yard definitely needs some extra love and care. But again, I was trying to keep the condos relatively cheap, so that's actually all I have for you today. We're back now at the very end lot, which was of course the new apartments that I built, so here they are. But yeah, so that's the new condo district. So I hope that you guys like the style that I've gone for. It's a style that I do see fairly frequently around me in Australia. There's a lot of this kind of like condo and row house, townhousey living being built up in my areas. So I don't know, it was fun. It was fun for me to do these builds. They're definitely a lot more modern than I usually tend to build, and a lot of the other renovations we'll be doing in Pleasantview will be a lot more of like an old-fashioned style, because that is more Pleasantview in my opinion. But this was fun, and I'm excited to actually use these condos, have Sims live here, and I feel like just having well decorated houses for your Sims to live in makes the Sims so much more fun to play. I'm obsessed with yeah, having nice environments for my Sims. So I'm excited to move in some new Sims to these condos and see what stories will unfold with them. And of course now they're all going to have really nice places to live, so go those guys, I guess. But yeah, as I said, that's all I have for you guys today. So that I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to leave any suggestions, thoughts, comments, feedback down below. Please give me tips and hints and tricks on how to decorate better, because I'm not great at it. But I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like under the video, subscribe for more if you would like to see more from me in The Sims 2 in Pleasantview. We still have a lot of renovating to do, and take care everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will hopefully see you again later this week for another reno. So until then, have a good one. Bye for now.